more than an auto superstore. This is my favourite Super Cheap Auto, isn't it, Cal?
Yep.
Why are we at Super Cheap Auto again today?
Because of Pink Bitz.
My Pink Bitz is still playing up, people. So
Going with a petrol pump.
I'm going to go with the petrol pump. Why? Because it's surging for fuel. So I'm going to put a Chinese one in. A Holden, Australian Holden Commodore.
This will be fun.
But anyway, so it starts, it idles, and then once it starts to warm up, it conks out. Somebody, well, one of my close friends did say it could be the crank sensor, but on previous cars that I've known, the crank sensor, hold that car, the crank sensor doesn't actually allow the car to start when it's playing up. This one does start, so we're gonna disregard the crank sensor at the moment. But thanks for your input, Brianna. So I'm gonna go home. Oh, back to
Glad out there, Glad where are you, Choppy?
I think that was a drunken truck driver.
Where are you?
But anyway, so we're gonna go back and lift the lid and hopefully fit a fuel pump to the girl and then take it for another run. Thank God we got a lot of fuel in it. Nice day, eh?
I'm going to stop now.
You can stop now, Kel.
Okay, bye YouTube.
Bye YouTube. See that metal tray there? I've got to gain access. So all these little tech screws that run around the edge, I've got to undo by hand. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 38 screws. Look at the length of them. Like, really? There's the tank. Now I've got 4 bolts. These hoses got to be removed off. And I think there's another hose in that side panel there that I've got to remove as well. And I believe the fuel pump is actually underneath this next section. So the tank's got to be moved, and I do know it's got about half a tank of fuel in it. So let's see how we go, eh? So I've done some research, and yes, I have to take the tank out, and I thought I'd have a cold Coke, but share it with a bogan? No way, nobody's having my Coke. A little bit more of an update with my bogan Coca-Cola can. I believe you had to take the tank right out to access it. If you get it up on the 45-degree angle like I've got, it's just there. Closest towards the back of the cab. I've got half a tank of fuel, so hopefully the angle that I've got it on, I should be able to get it out. Saying that though, I've even got this one off and it's not running out of there, so I don't have that much. But always make sure that you've got an empty tank or close to, or siphon it. I'm out in the open, as you can see, well ventilated, because I can smell fumes. No smoking or no naked flames. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and pull this one out. Oh, and you're probably going to ask me what size socket. Well, somebody said to me a 7. So that's a 7. Yep, it's a 7mm. There you go. Yeah, g'day YouTube. Just to let you know, I did do the fuel pump, but with added conversation with other people and car enthusiasts. A couple of people mentioned the crank angle sensor, which goes under the crank pulley. That might need to be replaced. I did some research on it, and it comes up with a error code of 4747. I don't have one of those readers, but yeah. So a random stalling. Well, the car does do a random stall, and the car won't start. Mine does start, so I chose not to do a crank angle sensor yet because mine starts perfectly fine. One of my friends had a Commodore, and their crank sensor had actually blown, and the car was impossible to start. Even with fuel down the throat, occasionally it would fire, but yeah, it was pretty rough. The fuel pump, with the symptoms of a faulty fuel pump, you'll have low pressure. The engine's air and fuel ratio can cause sorts of performance problems. One being, aside from hard starting, the vehicle may experience misfires, which mine does. Loss of power, again, the Ute does that also. Acceleration and a decrease in fuel efficiency, and even engine stalling. So all those round up more to a fuel pump problem than a crank sensor, or crank angle sensor as I should say. But if anyone else has got comments, please add to the video down below, and keep watching. Thank you. Bye.